Alright, welcome back. This is episode 1 of the game. And we're going to be talking right now about adding delays and reverb to our tracks. So, let's begin by looking at the top here. Just to let you know, I've done nothing with these drums in the individual tracks. I've done nothing with the bass with the individual tracks. I've left those alone. With the keyboards, I've gone to the Rhodes. Okay, so let's go to this Rhodes track. And what I've done here is I've added a stereo delay. So this is the track without it. And with it. Okay, good. Now if you go to our pad, we take a look at this. I've added Fab Filter Timeless, which is a modulation and delay plugin. And this is our track prior to the plugin. With it. Starting to add a little more dimension, a little more space. Pushing it a little farther back in the mix. Before, it's right in your face. Now, there we go. It's a little bit wider too. And this is actually the straight plugin with the stock preset smoothness. Great plugin bundle if you can get your hands on it. I really recommend it. Fab Filter makes some beautiful stuff. A lot different than everyone else. Okay, so we got this mellow lead now. The mellow lead, I've added the Waves Super Tap Delay. So this is it prior, before, and this is it after. And so you see I'm trying to push everything back in the mix except for really that Rhodes. Here it is again. Good. Excellent. I've done nothing to the effects. Now if we go to the guitars, chicken picking, I've done nothing. Wah wah, just the 2-timer, which I showed you in the last video. The little mono delay there. Actually, it's stereo delay. Okay, good. Now, let's scroll down. And let's take a look at all of our group tracks. So I'll close this, and close this, and this. Keep it nice and neat. Okay, drum bus. I've just added some Verb here. This is the R Verb, Renaissance Reverb from Waves. So let's take a listen to this track. Minus the Verb. Mute everything else. Okay, with the Verb. Now if you look here, the wet dry is at 5%. I just want to make it sound a little more live. I don't want to kill the track. Watch when I put it to 10. There's a lot more Verb there. Here it sounds to just lose itself here, getting nasty. Five is pretty good. I have no pre-delay here, so the reverb is happening exactly after after they strike a snare or a kick. The reverb is hitting. So this is the Verb for the drums. Now let's go to the bass. I've added a delay for the bass. So I'm gonna mute this track. Is it dry? And wet. So you hear it, you can hear it in the background. It's not too crazy. And I have the wet set to 21. The high pass set to 384. I'm actually going to crank that a little higher. I don't want to make it, I don't want to lose the solidity of the bass. Make that 600. There we go. So now all the delay is happening above 600 hertz. Good. So only the high frequencies are getting affected. So drums and bass. Much better. Starting to sound like music. Okay, let's go to the keys. I've done nothing to the keys other than the individual tracks. Good. The effects, done nothing to the effects bus. Okay, good. Let's go to the guitars. Okay, I've added some stereo delay. This is a stock Cubase plugin. And I'm using the rhythm enhancer here. And I've just made some modifications just to the low filter and high filter. So the delay is only affecting the frequencies between 420 and 1200 here for the right side, and for the left side here, it's affecting everything around. Boost to 420 right there. Same frequency range. And if you see, the mixes are relatively low, so they're not overpowering. So let's play this. So we got some nice panning happening. Notice that these delay times here, I like these ones regularly when I'm using guitars. I've been playing guitar for 29 years now. So whenever I get my hands on a stereo delay, I usually keep it roughly the same for my live shows. For one side, I keep it at about a 16th note, and then the other side, I keep it at about an 8th note. If I can get one with triplet feel, 8th note triplet feel or dotted 8th, like this one here is beautiful. And so, let's hear it all together. Good. Okay, now let's go over to the saxophone. Let's take a listen to the sax track. All done to the saxophone. If you look here, I've added a delay. EFX stereo delay. Another great plugin, very simple to use. Here's with the delay. Very nice sounding, very warm sounding delay. And if you see again, I'm using 8th note triplets, 8th note triplets for both sides. And good. Everything's at a nice level. And finally, let's go to the vocals. Okay, the vocals, I've added two plugins here. I've added a mono delay and a reverb. So, let's take a look here. Here's the vocals. That's dry. Here's with the delay. Now I've used a half note delay, so it kicks in at half the bar. Okay, now you may be asking about these settings here, how I haven't affected these settings. I'm keeping the low pass really low. There's one vocal here I want to make it really fat sounding, so I haven't really touched this low cut. So you're getting a delay of everything in the signal. Now let's see the difference if I jack this up to, let's say, we'll say about 800. Now we're only getting a delay from 800 above. Now, generally, you would want to do this, or at least cut a lot of the low frequencies off the vocals, right? I'm trying to get more of a spacier sound, more air, and so by basically not using this low cut at all, keeping it really low, right? That you'll get definitely a lot wider of a sound. Make it sound definitely a lot more eerie. Good. Okay, and the next thing I've done is I've used the Waves Renaissance Reverb, set the wet dry at 17, using their, what's it called, the Hall 1. Have not touched any of these at all. I did change the dampening to 492, it was set at 300. So now it sounds very eerie. And all together. Much better. Good, awesome. So we're done. We're gonna head over to the 2 bus right now and add some effects to it, and then we're done. I'm Rico, I'm out. I'll see you in the next part. Cheers. Ciao.